In the Amazon rainforest, thousands of animals spend every day trying not to be seen. Hidden beneath layers of leaves and tangled branches, survival often depends on remaining invisible. Yet above this endless sea of green, there is one hunter that doesn't rely on speed alone or overwhelming numbers. It relies on something far more terrifying: absolute control. When a shadow larger than any other bird silently crosses the canopy, monkeys freeze, sloths stop moving, and even experienced predators become cautious. But how can a single bird rule one of the most competitive ecosystems on Earth? What makes the Harpy eagle the undisputed master of the rainforest? The answer isn't just about size or strength. It's the result of millions of years of evolution, where every feather, every muscle, and every decision has been shaped to dominate a world unlike any other. At first glance, the rainforest doesn't seem like a place where a giant predator could thrive. Dense vegetation blocks visibility. Thick branches create an almost impenetrable maze. Unlike open grasslands where eagles can soar for miles searching for prey, tropical forests hide everything beneath layers of leaves. For most birds of prey, this environment is a nightmare. Fast dives become dangerous. Long-distance vision loses much of its advantage. Even spotting potential prey is incredibly difficult. Yet for the Harpy eagle, the rainforest isn't an obstacle. It's home. Stretching from southern Mexico through Central America and deep into South America, especially across the Amazon basin, the Harpy eagle has evolved alongside one of Earth's oldest ecosystems. Every challenge presented by the forest became an opportunity. While other large raptors specialized for open skies, the Harpy specialized for something entirely different: precision. Its body reveals this specialization immediately. Unlike the long, narrow wings of eagles that hunt over plains or coastlines, the Harpy's wings are surprisingly short and broad. At first, this seems like a disadvantage. Shorter wings reduce gliding efficiency, but inside a forest, long wings become a liability. Imagine trying to fly a passenger airplane through a maze of trees. That's essentially what many large birds would face. The Harpy, however, flies more like a fighter jet built for tight turns. Its compact wings allow it to twist between trunks, brake almost instantly, and launch through tiny openings in the canopy with astonishing control. Combined with an unusually long tail acting like a steering rudder, it can perform aerial maneuvers that seem impossible for a bird weighing up to 9 kilograms. The rainforest shaped the Harpy into something unique. Not the fastest eagle, not the largest flying bird, but perhaps the most specialized forest hunter on Earth. Its appearance alone is unforgettable. A massive hooked beak designed to tear through muscle, powerful yellow legs thicker than a human wrist, enormous black talons that can exceed 12 centimeters in length, comparable to the claws of a grizzly bear. These aren't simply oversized features, they solve a very specific problem. Because the Harpy doesn't hunt small birds or insects, it hunts animals that spend their entire lives avoiding predators. High above the forest floor, troops of monkeys move through the canopy with remarkable agility. Sloths cling silently to branches, blending almost perfectly with the surrounding leaves. Tree porcupines, opossums, and large iguanas remain hidden among thousands of nearly identical branches. Finding them requires extraordinary vision. Scientists estimate that birds of prey possess visual acuity several times sharper than humans. The Harpy is no exception. From high perches overlooking the canopy, it patiently scans for the slightest movement: a flicking tail, a shifting branch, a barely noticeable change in shape. Often, that's all it needs. Unlike many eagles that spend hours soaring, Harpy eagles frequently hunt from concealed perches. They wait, sometimes for long periods. Patience is one of their greatest weapons. Then, when the perfect moment arrives, everything changes in seconds. The launch is explosive. Massive wings beat just enough to build speed before folding partially against the body. The eagle threads between branches with astonishing accuracy, adjusting its path continuously to avoid collisions that would be catastrophic for almost any other large bird. Its target often has only a fraction of a second to react. For a monkey, escaping means instantly calculating dozens of possible routes through a three-dimensional maze of branches. For a sloth, escape is almost impossible, and this leads to one of the rainforest's most remarkable evolutionary battle. Sloths are famous for moving slowly, but their survival strategy has never depended on outrunning predators. Instead, they rely on invisibility. Their fur hosts microscopic algae, giving them a greenish tint that blends with moss-covered branches. They remain motionless for hours, sometimes appearing almost identical to the trees themselves. Against jaguars, this camouflage is often effective. Against humans, it works surprisingly well. But against a harpy eagle, invisibility is no guarantee. Researchers studying harpy feeding behavior have found that sloths make up a significant portion of their diet in many regions. Somehow, despite extraordinary camouflage, these masters of concealment are regularly detected. Exactly how the eagle spots every hidden animal remains an active area of scientific study. Vision clearly plays a major role, but experience, memory of the forest, and an ability to recognize subtle movement likely contribute as well. This isn't luck. It's expertise refined over millions of years, but camouflage isn't the only challenge waiting in the canopy. Some prey fight back. Large monkeys possess sharp canine teeth capable of inflicting serious injuries. Tree porcupines carry dangerous quills. Iguanas strike with powerful tails and sharp claws. One mistake could leave even a giant eagle badly injured. That's why the harpy's legs may be its greatest evolutionary achievement. The muscles powering its grip generate tremendous force, allowing those massive talons to secure struggling prey almost instantly. Instead of engaging in prolonged fights, the eagle ends the encounter as quickly as possible, reducing its own risk. For an apex predator, avoiding injury is just as important as catching food, because in the rainforest, even the hunter must survive tomorrow. And there is one astonishing fact that makes the harpy even more extraordinary. Despite being one of the most powerful birds on Earth, it doesn't need to hunt every day. A single successful capture can provide enough food for several days, allowing the eagle to conserve energy while remaining close to one of the most valuable places in the entire forest, its nest. The nest is more than a place to raise young, it is the center of an empire. High above the rainforest floor, often more than 40 meters above the ground, harpy eagles build enormous nests in the crowns of the tallest emergent trees. These giants rise above the surrounding canopy like natural towers, giving the birds a commanding view of the forest while keeping their chicks far from most ground predators. Some nests measure more than 1.5 meters across and are reused year after year. Instead of starting over each breeding season, the pair continually repairs and expands the structure, adding fresh branches and leaves until it becomes one of the largest bird nests in the near tropics. Finding one is exceptionally rare. Researchers can spend months searching thousands of hectares of rainforest before locating an active nest. The birds choose their homes carefully, favoring massive trees with strong branches capable of supporting hundreds of kilograms over many years. The choice reflects something remarkable about the species. Harpy eagles don't live fast. They invest heavily in every generation. A female usually lays only 1 or 2 eggs, but in most successful nests, only 1 chick survives to adulthood. The parents devote extraordinary amounts of time and energy to raising that single offspring, delivering food for well over a year, while the young bird slowly develops the skills needed to survive. This strategy seems risky. Many birds compensate for losses by producing large numbers of chicks. The harpy does the opposite. It bets almost everything on one. At first, this appears inefficient, but in a stable rainforest where raising a powerful hunter requires years of learning, quality matters more than quantity. The young eagle doesn't simply inherit its parents' abilities, it has to earn them. For months after leaving the nest, it remains nearby, watching adults hunt, practicing short flights through the canopy, and gradually building the coordination required for one of the most demanding lifestyles in the animal kingdom. Missing a branch by just a few centimeters can result in a dangerous collision. Misjudging a strike can mean losing valuable energy or suffering an injury. Every successful hunt represents years of accumulated experience. And this raises another question. If harpy eagles are so powerful, why aren't there more of them? The answer reveals an important truth about apex predators. Power doesn't guarantee abundance. In fact, it often guarantees the opposite. Each pair requires an enormous territory containing enough healthy forest to support a steady population of monkeys, sloths, and other prey. Depending on local conditions, these territories may cover dozens or even hundreds of square kilometers. Within those boundaries, another pair of harpy eagles is generally unwelcome. The forest can only support so many predators at the top of the food web. This scarcity is actually a sign of ecological balance. Whenever scientists discover a healthy population of harpy eagles, it usually means something much larger is functioning correctly. The prey populations are stable, the giant trees still stand, the forest remains connected. In other words, the harpy isn't simply living in the rainforest, it is measuring its health. Ecologists often describe apex predators as umbrella species. Protecting them indirectly protects countless other organisms sharing the same habitat. The harpy eagle is one of the clearest examples of this principle. Conserving enough forest for a breeding pair also conserves thousands of plants, insects, reptiles, amphibians, birds, and mammals living beneath its wings. But the relationship goes even deeper. Predators shape ecosystems not only by eating prey, but by influencing behavior. Monkeys rarely move through the canopy without remaining alert. Sloths choose resting locations that reduce their visibility. Other animals constantly balance the need to feed against the risk of being detected. This invisible pressure affects where species travel, where they rest, and sometimes even where plants eventually spread through seed dispersal. The harpy's influence extends far beyond the animals it captures. It quietly helps organize the rhythm of the rainforest itself. Yet even this extraordinary hunter has limits. Unlike myths that portray apex predators as unstoppable, harpy eagles fail regularly. Many hunting attempts end with agile monkeys disappearing into dense foliage or birds escaping before contact. Failure is part of survival. The difference is that the harpy minimizes unnecessary risks. Rather than wasting energy on impossible chases, it often abandons an attack almost immediately if success becomes unlikely. Energy is precious. In a forest where prey can disappear in seconds, conserving strength may be just as important as using it. This efficiency explains another fascinating characteristic. Observers often describe harpy eagles as surprisingly calm. They spend long periods perched silently, almost motionless. To an untrained eye, they appear inactive. In reality, every minute is filled with observation. Their heads rotate slowly. Their eyes scan different layers of vegetation. Their hearing complements their vision, helping detect subtle movements hidden behind leaves. Patience replaces constant pursuit. Instead of forcing opportunities, they wait for them to appear. Ironically, the animal many people imagine as an aggressive killer is actually one of the rainforest's most disciplined hunters. Its greatest weapon isn't violence, it's timing. That discipline becomes even more impressive when compared with other famous birds of prey. Golden eagles dominate mountains and open landscapes. Bald eagles specialize in fishing along rivers and coastline. African crowned eagles hunt in forests and share some similarities with harpies, but no other eagle combines such immense physical strength with the unique flight control required for dense tropical forests. Evolution did not create the strongest eagle. It created the eagle most perfectly adapted for one of Earth's most challenging environments, and that specialization came with a hidden cost. Because the harpy depends so completely on intact rainforest, changes to the forest affect it almost immediately. The very qualities that made it an unrivaled hunter also made it vulnerable to a rapidly changing world. The danger doesn't arrive with another predator. It arrives with silence. When a section of rainforest is cleared, the first change isn't always obvious from the air. A few trees disappear. A road cuts through the canopy. Small openings begin to spread, but for a harpy eagle, those changes can transform an entire territory. The tallest emergent trees, the ones capable of supporting massive nests built over many years, are often among the first to be removed because of their valuable timber. Without them, suitable nesting sites become scarce. Then the prey begins to change. Monkey groups may avoid fragmented forests. Sloths become less common in disturbed areas. The continuous canopy that once allowed animals to travel safely becomes broken into isolated patches. An apex predator cannot survive if the foundation beneath it disappears. This is why biologists consider the harpy eagle both a predator and an indicator. Its presence tells a story of ancient trees that have stood for centuries, a story of healthy populations of mammals hidden high above the forest floor, a story of an ecosystem that still functions as it has for thousands of years. When the harpy disappears, it often signals that many other species are already struggling, even if people haven't noticed yet. Fortunately, that story isn't only about loss. Across parts of Central and South America, scientists, conservation organizations, indigenous communities, and local landowners are working together to protect the forests these birds depend on. Researchers climb towering trees to monitor nests, attach lightweight GPS transmitters to better understand movement, and restore habitat corridors that reconnect isolated forests. Every new discovery improves our understanding of a species that remains surprisingly mysterious for much of modern science. Even today, there are aspects of the harpy eagle's behavior that researchers continue to investigate. How does it consistently locate well-camouflaged prey in such a visually complex environment? How do young birds decide when to leave their parents' territory? How will changing forests influence their future distribution? Science continues searching for answers, and perhaps that's fitting, because the rainforest has never revealed all of its secrets at once. There is one final misconception about the harpy eagle that deserves to be left behind. People often imagine dominance as constant conflict. The biggest animal fights the most, the strongest wins every battle. Nature rarely works that way. The harpy eagle does not dominate the rainforest because it terrorizes everything around it. It doesn't patrol the forest looking for confrontation. It doesn't hunt endlessly. It doesn't kill more than it needs. Instead, it survives through extraordinary efficiency. Its wings are perfectly shaped for weaving through impossible spaces. Its eyesight detects movements most animals would miss. Its patience prevents wasted energy. Its immense talons allow it to end dangerous encounters quickly. Its reproductive strategy favors raising one highly skilled hunter instead of many inexperienced ones. Every characteristic fits together like pieces of an intricate puzzle shaped by millions of years of natural selection. Take away any one of those pieces and the picture begins to fall apart. That is what makes the harpy eagle so remarkable. It isn't simply powerful, it is precisely adapted. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson hidden beneath the rainforest canopy. Evolution doesn't always reward the fastest, it doesn't always reward the largest. It rewards the species that fit their world with extraordinary precision. The harpy eagle represents that principle better than almost any other bird on Earth. Long before humans mapped the Amazon, long before satellites revealed the vast green expanse stretching across South America, this eagle had already mastered a three-dimensional world of towering trees, hidden pathways, and silent ambushes. Every successful hunt, every carefully chosen nesting tree, every patient hour spent watching the canopy reflects an ancient partnership between predator and forest. Neither exists in quite the same way without the other. So why do harpy eagles dominate the rainforest? Not because they are invincible, not because they are the largest, and not because they are fearless. They dominate because millions of years transformed every part of their biology into a perfect match for one of the most demanding ecosystems on the planet. In a place where visibility is limited, movement is restricted, and every branch can mean the difference between success and failure, the harpy eagle evolved into the hunter that the rainforest itself demanded. Its true power isn't found in its talons alone. It's found in the remarkable balance between strength, precision, patience, and adaptation. And as long as great forests continue to stand somewhere high above the canopy, hidden among the tallest trees, a silent shadow will still remind us that nature's greatest rulers are not always the loudest or the fiercest. Sometimes they are simply the ones that belong there the most.